What up, everybody? My peeps and geeks and freaks in your seats. We got Joel. We got Lewis, the administrator. We don't have Quixote. He's out on birthday leave, so I want to give a happy birthday shout out to the producer himself, Quixote Howard, 1/3 of On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. But nonetheless, we bring to you a brand new episode. So much has happened during this eventful week in pro wrestling. WWE put on Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. They were Saudi Arabia, right? Or am I tripping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had TNA Slammiversary. You had NXT Great American Bash. And you have what is arguably the best event of the entire weekend, AEW with Forbidden Door. Joel, man, how we feeling after this jam-packed pro wrestling weekend? What a start to the summer, huh?
Honestly, I got to be honest with the audience. I got to be honest with you, Lou. I only watched fully Forbidden Door. Everything else was kind of like hit or miss. So I was like, I'll watch it when I get to it. I caught parts of Night of Champions after the fact. I did not. Don't even ask me about Slammiversary. I have no idea what happened on that show. All I know is that
Look, I just thought I'd bring it up.
All I know is that Amazing Red showed up, which is cool. So shout out to Amazing Red. But that's it. That's all I know. That's the only clip I saw. That's the only thing I know about Slammiversary. And then Great American Bash is another one. Whatever. I'll catch the highlights sooner or later. But Forbidden Door, bro. Forbidden Door was incredible, man. From start to finish, banger after banger after banger. Omega versus ZSJ, Zack Sabre Jr. What a freaking match. And just when I thought that was going to be match of the night, they put Bandito versus Mox right after. And that match was even better. Bandito versus Mox was an incredible match. Incredible clash of styles. You had the main event with Ospreay and Swerve, obviously one of the match of the year candidates right there. That incredible cage match with can we talk about this new round cage, Lou? What do you think? I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. You know what? We might as well just dive into Forbidden Door while you brought it up. I was going to save the best for last, but we might as well just talk in depth and just start with the bang, kind of like how the way Dynamite started tonight.
Exactly.
But yeah, I couldn't agree more. And yes, listeners and viewers, much like my compadre here, Joel, I did not watch any other event in its entirety other than Forbidden Door. And I'm going to just be transparent. These days, I prioritize watching AEW in its entirety over anything else. So
Agreed.
The only time that I'll actually make WWE a priority to sit down and watch the whole show is if it's a major PLE like SummerSlam that's coming up, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, the usual big four. Survivor Series, and whatever I can catch in between. But as far as like AEW is concerned, that has been number one on my priority list for quite some time. And Forbidden Door is yet another excellent pay-per-view in a long line of consecutively amazing events for AEW. Like, this is just ridiculous at this point. Ridiculous in a good way. That they've set the bar so freaking high that you just almost expect like every pay-per-view to have at least 3 or 4 match of the year candidates. It's crazy. Insane. We had such a blast at Double or Nothing. So, we had quite a different vantage point. But the general consensus was that was an amazing pay-per-view, and it was.
Yeah.
But Forbidden Door might have actually topped Double or Nothing.
It's crazy.
I mean, what the fuck, man? Like, to concur with what you were saying, all of those matches that you mentioned were bangers, right? Like Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr., a great technical bout, which is something that you don't see a whole lot of. So shout out to Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah,
I've been watching that guy for quite some time.
You know how like they'll say Black Thought is like every rapper's favorite rapper.
Yeah,
I feel like Zack Sabre Jr. is every wrestler's favorite wrestler. Like,
I can see that.
Like, he is so good at everything that he does. Like, there's no movement that is not necessary, right? Like every movement makes sense, every hold makes sense, and you could tell he's very safe as well. So like he's never injuring anybody, but
Yeah, it's
he
true.
makes it look like he's putting you through hell, which is what you want in wrestling. And like I love that style of wrestling. I wish we saw more of that in American wrestling. I don't think the audience really cares for it too much, so you have to do it like few and far between. But when you have someone like Zack Sabre Jr. or Nigel McGuinness, even Bryan Danielson, when he's like going through his like super technical stuff, man, I love that style of wrestling because it really shows like the art of what this all is, right? So I feel like that's, if we could pull all the wrestlers in the world, I bet you most people would say someone like a Zack Sabre Jr. is like one of their favorites out there.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Zack Sabre Jr. is the last of an almost, I don't want to say a dying breed because technical wrestling is still out there, but I feel like he's really one of the last goats in that subcategory of pro wrestling, if you will. Because you got your hardcore stuff, you got your lucha libre, you got strong style, but like pure technical wrestling, Zack Sabre Jr. is just an absolute maestro.
Yeah.
So I definitely appreciated that match with Kenny Omega. That's the match that people aren't really talking about, but they should, because it was just traditional wrestling, and it wasn't like it was entirely mat based because they kicked it into that gear every now and then, especially like that last several minutes.
Yeah.
Mox and Bandito put on a banger. Bandito never. I mean, Mox and Bandito they always go out and put on a show, but. The triple main event, Joel, main event, that is one of the best 3-match combos in company's history, in my opinion. Maya World and Mercedes put on a hell of a match. Great battle. I think that was a star-making performance for Maya World.
Yeah.
Just when we thought that the star-making performance was on Collision a couple of weeks ago when she defeated Athena in the semifinals. But this was the real deal. Like, okay, Maya World has arrived, and I think she's gained a lot of respect, and it's amazing how she's done it in such a short amount of time. But I'm still glad that Mercedes won because it just made sense.
Yeah.
It was way too soon for Maya World, but props to both those women. There were a little bit of clunky spots here and there, but for the most part, it was a hard hitting match that I really enjoyed. But even before that, speaking of women, Tekla.
Man, I forgot that match was great too.
Yes, Tekla and Starlight Kid. That was a great match. Tekla is the female counterpart to MJF. She's the best pure female heel in the business right now. Yeah, everything that she does is just great, like character work, and she placates the crowd, but without losing focus on the match, if you will. So, shout out to Tekla and Starlight Kid. But this new beautiful structure, the Death Cage, I think that's what they called it, right? The Death Cage?
Death's Door.
The what?
Death's
I didn't
Door.
even hear the commentary.
Door,
I was so into the fucking the shenanigans.
Death's Door. So I'm guessing it's going to be a Forbidden Door thing. Every Forbidden Door, they're probably going to have this type of match.
Okay. But the cage looked great. I love that it was like a Hell in a Cell format with a Hell in a Cell structure, rather, with no roof. But the amount of star power is incredible. And we got that preview on Dynamite a couple of weeks ago. And as I'm sitting there watching all this shit, I'm like, there's so many stories that are currently unfolding before our eyes. But then there's potential for all these stories down the line for the remainder of the summer. But what a freaking match. That could potentially be a match of the year candidate. That was honestly one of the most fun matches I've ever seen AEW put on. And they put on a lot of fun matches, but I think this was the best example of how you blend wrestling comedy with wrestling violence in a singular match since the original Stadium Stampede back during the pandemic. I think this was a very fine example of that. I think it surpassed all the recent Anarchy in the Arenas and all the Stadium Stampedes. Like, this was great. And then, like, the booby trap spot
Yeah.
with Kevin Knight getting electrocuted or whatever. That legit like shocked the hell out of me. I was like, wait, what? What the fuck is going on here?
It's so good, dude.
Darby Allin with the thumbtacks, the conglomeration with the citric acid. Like I was cracking up though. And I remember we were all texting one another like, yo, this is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I texted you guys and I was like, this is like the match. This is the new match you show people like when someone asks like what AEW is all about. Like just show them this match and be like, yo, if you don't have fun watching this match, then you're just not a fan of wrestling. Like this is incredible. It was incredible from start to finish. I love the little like nuances of everyone having on the conglomeration side having a backpack. And then they all had like their secret toys in their backpacks. So, like, Kyle O'Reilly pulls out the NES.
Yo, that was hilarious.
And fucking blows the cartridge in and hits him over the head. Hit Kyle Fletcher. They're swinging the controllers like whips. Like, and then you had Mark Briscoe pull out the thumbtacks, obviously. And the best part to me was Takeshita reaching in his bag, searching for like a good 2 minutes, only to pull out the finger and hit Okada with the finger, man. Like such a good payoff.
When he was searching in the bag, I was like, wait a minute, did they botch this spot here? Was there supposed to be something in the bag?
Oh my god, man.
But Lio Rush coming out the bag, that was a nice surprise too. That was hilarious.
Yeah, Lio Rush has become the biggest sensation in wrestling in the last couple weeks, months, and it was perfect use of him.
I gotta say this, man, because we haven't given much time and much props to Lio Rush on this podcast. But Lio Rush, for me, has the best character gimmick in pro wrestling today. Who would have had that on their bingo cards? Lio Rush, one of the most entertaining parts of AEW television in 2026. That character is so amusing. Like he says like all these cryptic things, and they're not even full sentences. Like it's fine. The rain.
Yo, one of my favorite spots from the match too was when him and Okada were facing off. He's saying the rain, and Okada's the rainmaker. So then Okada's like, what? And then he just grabs his fingers and bites Okada's finger.
Yo, that was
what
great.
Is going on, man?
That was Lio great, Rush, man.
He figured it out, man. He figured it out. This gimmick works. It doesn't even have to make sense, but the crowd is all into it. We've never seen Lio Rush this over ever in his career, I would say. So like this is a really good spot for him. And he's ROH TV champion. So like you could see that TK is awarding him as well. So this is definitely a good spot for him. And it doesn't even matter if he loses, because like the gimmick is just he's just a weird, creepy little gremlin. Like I don't need him to be world champion or anything. I just like seeing him on TV. So as long as he's on TV, I'm happy with it, man. It was a good match.
And you know, honestly, you need wrestlers like that. You need talent like that. Not every person on a roster is going to be a world champion or even a mid-tier champion like Intercontinental or International or TNT, like whatever. Sometimes it's okay to just have someone popular like that just work and appear, and eventually I could see him pushing a lot of merch. Because it's such a cool character. Wait until Halloween season, man. He's gonna kill it. He's basically like, I mean, it's not the same thing, but like, it might be AEW's answer to Danhausen.
I was just gonna say
they finally figured out how to utilize an over the top, fantastical character, if you will.
You see, the good thing, and I think this is what Tony Khan appreciates as well in his wrestlers, is like at the end of the day when the bell rings, Lio Rush is still a really good wrestler.
Hell yeah,
he could have this crazy gimmick, he could be whatever. Same thing with Toni Storm. Like Toni Storm is her gimmick is a 1920s Hollywood actress. It makes no sense at all. But as soon as the bell rings, she's one of the best wrestlers in the world. So like, yeah, hell yeah, whatever. I don't care what your character is, as long as you can still go in the ring. And I think that's what Tony Khan appreciates. So like with Lio Rush, like I don't mind him being this weird gimmick character, because at the end of the day, he's still able to put on a really good match. Like we saw tonight, him versus Kevin Knight, they had a really good match for the TNT title. So like him being this gimmick gremlin, whatever he is at the end of the day, he's still able to wrestle, and that's something that I think Danhausen lacked, and that's probably why Tony Khan never really pushed the button on him. But whatever, like if it works more for the WWE style, which makes sense, he's just gonna push merch, then it makes sense. But I think for AEW, this is a perfect gimmick. Lio Rush, not only can he be a weirdo, but he can also wrestle once the bell rings.
Yo, for real. But that brings us to the main event. That, man, Swerve versus Ospreay. And I even put on one of my homeboys, and because he doesn't really watch AEW, like, he's aware, but he just hasn't made the time to prioritize it. But I said, look, it just came up in conversation. Like, Forbidden Door just happened last night. I'm gonna just send you highlights of two of these matches from the card, and you do what you want with that. But he fell in love with what I sent him. He's like, yo, that looked like a badass match. Was this even for a championship? And I'm like, nah, it was for a number one contender spot. Like, it was the culmination of a tournament. And he ended up watching the match and he loved it. And it reminded him of what's missing, as what he's been missing as a wrestling fan. And I was like, look, even if you don't keep up with AEW on a consistent weekly basis, like, yo, check it out from time to time, because the shit that you saw at Forbidden Door, that's the type of stuff that you're seeing all the time. Like, very little fluff and just action. And that is what Swerve and Will Ospreay gave us. Oh my God, what a fucking war. Shout out to both those guys.
Those guys.
Mean, if I could stand right now.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. And Swerve's, he bled like a fucking stuck pig, man.
Yeah.
And we were texting one another like he may have hit a nerve or something, because he just did not stop bleeding. Like, he didn't stop. It was just pools of blood ringside, in the ring, on the apron. Like, it was all over. But it made for a hell of a visual, because they really did put on a war. And I know some of the critics are saying that, like, there was too many false finishes towards the end that might have been a little unrealistic. But I mean, I think that's just the state of wrestling these days, right? Like, because even WWE does that with big time matches. Because, like, if you go back to Roman Reigns versus CM Punk at Mania, how many times did they kick out of each other's finishing moves,
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. Definitely match of the year candidate for sure. And that might even be my favorite match of 2026 so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely up there. I gotta look back and think of other matches. I know, like, for me, we were in attendance for Okada versus Takeshita, so that one has like a little bit of a soft spot for me. But I do think this match probably, when it's all said and done, will be my match of the year. This was the most anime style match I've seen in wrestling. Like, everything from start to finish. These two guys used to be best friends. Now they're here for a chance at the biggest prize in the business. And you could tell they just went to war. And like you said, Swerve bleeding so much that it gave the perfect visual at the end of the match, when Swerve was just laid after Ospreay got the win, and Swerve was just laid out and the camera got him from like above. It legit looked like Frieza or Majin Buu, or like one of these villains from these animes just being destroyed on the ground. Like, when they get cratered into like the side of a mountain, and then you just see them like destroyed. That's what it looked like, because he was bleeding so much. The blood pools around him. You had Mox and the Death Riders coming on to like support Ospreay, to the fact when Swerve hit the house call, Ospreay just kind of like looked over. It was perfectly shot anime style, where Ospreay looks over, Mox is staring at him. He like he finds the fighting spirit to not get knocked out, and comes back, hits the damn finisher. He hit the freaking, what's it called? The buckshot.
The buckshot hidden blade. The buckshot blade.
Yeah, like, dude, even that was so cool. And the Swerve earlier in the match hit the dead eye. So I'm like, yo, they're teasing Hangman's return, which is coming soon. Hangman's definitely going to be involved in this story somehow. You hit and then the fact that Ospreay had to hit the Tiger Driver to get the win at the end of it, like the match, that the move that he has said he's not going to use because of like what he did to Danielson and all this stuff. So like, there's so many intricate stories being told in this match that are gonna like end up. They have to end up paying off. You have Omega, you have Hangman, you have Mox, you have MJF, Swerve, all these guys hovering around each other, and it's like embarrassment of riches. Like AEW, you have the main event title scene is so stacked right now, and we didn't even mention that Jay White returned at Forbidden Door.
That's right.
Also,
Switchblade.
Also, Andrade completed his face turn in that cage match, and now he is going to be in the main event title scene as well. Like you have all of these guys hovering all of these guys are legit. Any day they could be the best wrestler in the world, and now they're all hovering around that main event title scene. Yo, AEW is on a whole nother level when it comes to storytelling, when it comes to keeping the viewers engaged right now. I am watching these matches, these pay-per-views, and for the most part, besides texting you guys, I am completely off my phone. I am not on social media. I'm just like on this. Compared to when I'm watching the WWE show, I'm like, whatever. I know what's happening. I'm barely paying attention because I know it's gonna happen. But AEW has me locked in, man. And maybe we're fanboys, maybe we're shills for AEW right now, but they're doing it right. And WWE could take some lessons, man. Honestly, they could take some lessons. I know they're trying things, but for now, I think AEW is eating their lunch right now, man.
We're called On the Mark for a reason. So
we're marks.
I'll admit I'm a fanboy of AEW. I guess you can call me a mark for AEW, but it's not without good reason. I always get my money's worth every time I attend an AEW live event. I've been to 2 pay-per-views. I've been to a few Dynamites. I've been to a few Collisions, and even the ones that are like less memorable than the others, I still have a great time.
Yeah.
And when I'm watching AEW at home on television, it's like you said, I'm minimizing distractions because like I'm so glued to what I'm seeing. Like I've been supporting AEW since day one, and I'll continue to support because they are the best alternative to mainstream WWE wrestling that we've possibly ever had.
Yeah.
You know, they're going on a longer, more successful run than prime WCW in the mid to late 90s. So,
sure.
you know, fuck it. I'm a fanboy. I don't care. I got no shame. I got no shame in saying it.
Yeah.
I guess you can categorize me in the sickos, right? With the sickos.
Yeah. I'm a proud sicko.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we started the episode on a high note. Let's talk about some of the other things that happened on the weekend. So before we get into Night of Champions, I wanted to give a shout out to Amazing Red. It was announced at Slammiversary that he would be inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame at Bound for Glory later this year, and that's well deserved. I mean, he's a pro wrestling Hall of Famer, period. So I'm glad he's getting his flowers. And I'm truly honored that I got to see him at House of Glory because I had never seen him wrestle in person before. So that was a really, really cool thing to see. Yeah. The Hardys are the tag team champions. I mean, in 2026 has just been full of unprecedented things in pro wrestling. Am I wrong? The Hardys and Edge and Christian or Cope and Cage are tag team champions. Like, I'm going to say that again. In 2026, Joel and I are in our 30s. The Hardys and Edge and Christian are respective tag team champions of the companies that they work for. Like, what? Shout out to them, man. I mean, these are the teams that we grew up on, and I got much love and respect for both of those teams.
That's crazy, dude. WrestleMania 17.
I know.
How many years ago was WrestleMania 17? The TLC match?
That was the last title. That was the last title win for Cope and Cage. So when they won a Double or Nothing, I just soaked in that moment. Like, I don't know if you remember, but I was like I was celebrating, but I was also quiet.
Yeah.
Because like I just wanted to admire what I was seeing. Like it almost made me emotional. Yeah. Like, because you don't know how many more times, and I love Edge. So or Cope. But you don't know how many more times you're gonna see something like that. And the same thing with the Hardys too. But yeah,
crazy.
That's some crazy stuff. as far as NXT is concerned, I think the biggest thing coming out of that was Lola Vice dropping the NXT Women's title to
Kendall Gray.
why the fuck am I drawing a blank?
Kendall Gray.
Kendall Gray. What? I'm like, I don't want to say. I don't know why I want to say Caden Carter. Is there a Caden Carter somewhere?
I'm sure there's someone on NXT named Caden Carter. There's definitely someone named Caden Carter in NXT.
But no, I like Kendall Gray, and I like her friend Ren Sinclair.
Ren Sinclair, yeah,
Ren Sinclair. Yeah, they're very good. Charismatic, and they can go in the ring too. What else? Night of Champions. Yeah. So Obafemi wins King of the Ring, right? On the men's side. On the women's side, you get Io Sky. So she's challenging Liv Morgan. Whatever.
Yeah.
And Obafemi, it turns out that he's actually going to face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in a Hell in a Cell match. Yeah. So this brings us to the world title picture. Sami Zayn pulled off one of the most shocking upsets in recent memory for WWE. And I was really happy because I didn't see it in real time, but my phone was blowing up with all the notifications. Very, very happy for Sami Zayn. Now, as of this recording, SmackDown has already had its taping. So I don't know what that entails, but rumor has it that we may just have another title switch, and it could potentially be that Brock Lesnar and Obafemi Hell in a Cell for the WWE Championship. But what do you think of Sami Zayn finally winning the big one?
Man, I was just like you. I was extremely happy. I'm a huge Sami Zayn mark. I've been a Sami Zayn fan since since El Generico, since Kevin Steen, since that ladder war match. That's the first time they came across my radar. And then when NXT started, Black and Gold, and Sami Zayn was just having these incredible matches with Cesaro and Neville and Tyson Kidd and Tyler Breeze, like that very early NXT, like right after Seth Rollins lost the belt to Bo Dallas, I believe, or Biggie lost the belt to Biggie, the NXT title, and then Bo Dallas ended up getting it eventually too. But that early time, that's when I got back into wrestling, because I had taken a long break because I just was, as we all know on this show, all three of us are not the biggest John Cena fans here. So during John Cena's reign of terror, where he was just beating every villain that came every week, I completely fell off, stopped watching it. And then I started hearing about NXT, and I'm like, oh, okay, WWE Network, let me $10 a month. Sure, I'll try it out. And I started watching NXT, and I saw that Cesaro, Sami Zayn 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yes, that was incredible.
And that got me right back into WWE. I was like, oh, this is what they're doing over here on the developmental side. I got to watch this. It was an hour every week. It was perfect, not long, an hour of just straight wrestling. Honestly, a lot of is probably the blueprint for what AEW is now. Like that Black and Gold era was basically the wrestlers that we see in AEW now. We got Claudio, we got Pac, we got Moxley, like all these guys that were over there on NXT. Now they're over in AEW, Swerve too. And
that's true.
They're doing what they were doing back then. And it's just so simple. And I wish they still had like that style, that format. But, like everything changes. So, but Sami Zayn, man, he was doing things that I've never seen before in a ring. The tornado DDT through the turnbuckle on the outside. That's so the first
innovative.
First time I ever seen anyone do something like that. I was like, whoa, you could do that? Like, it seemed like it was against the rules. Like, what? And then he gets called up to the main roster. He has incredible matches, and you always wish for him to get that belt. And I thought they had the perfect opportunity during the Roman Reigns bloodline story when Sammy finally turned and he had the whole crowd behind him in Montreal that one night, and they didn't pull the trigger. So I thought, man, that's probably his one last chance. He's probably never going to get the belt. Lo and behold, they did it on a surprise match. See, part of me was a little upset just because it was a Saudi pay-per-view, and then since they're so early in the day, I completely kind of even forgot about it. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know it was on. So then by the time I did hear about it and I got spoiled, I was like, man, I wish I would have saw that live, so that I would have gotten that spoiled. But I went back, I watched that match. The match was actually pretty good between Seth, Cody, and Gunther. And I mean, Sammy, Cody, and Gunther, and Sammy pulled it off, man. Sammy pulled off the victory, and it's very nice to see, man. It's very nice to see someone who has had that long 20, 30-year journey finally get the big one. It's very like Danielson, like Kofi Kingston, like, you know, he's like the next person on that lineage of like the fans always wanted it, but we never knew if it was actually going to happen, and now we get to see it. And I like it. I gotta say, I as much as we shit on WWE here, and everyone knows we shit on WWE because we are WWE fans. We grew up WWE fans. We want them to be better. We want unpredictable stuff like this. So like, I gotta commend them for doing something that was pretty much no one had on their books. I think everybody thought Cody was gonna win, or maybe Gunther pulls it off. But I don't think anyone really thought Sammy was going to win the title on like a night of champions out of all shows. And like, they're in Saudi, so I get like the Muslim connection, but nah, I didn't think it was going to happen, especially with the way that Sammy has been portrayed recently, where he's like kind of whiny and like, you know, he hasn't really been a baby face. He's been leaning more towards heel. So for them to give him that baby face pop in like a Muslim country, it was a little bit weird, like the booking, but I'm happy. Like, hey, Sami Zayn as your WWE champion, the main belt, not even the world title, the main belt, Sami Zayn. I never thought I'd see this day. So congrats to Sami.
Seriously.
Man. For sure.
Sami Zayn can cross off a couple of things in his career. He can cross off Intercontinental Champion, main event at WrestleMania, winning tag team gold.
Yeah, with his best friend.
Right. And now this. Winning the title in Saudi Arabia. So
really cool.
If it does turn out to be a very short-lived reign, which I think it will be, at the very least we could say that they decided WWE decided to take a big swing and take a chance on Sami Zayn. So you know, I'm definitely really happy for him.
What would you do from here though? Like, let's say if you do the Brock thing, right, and you kind of have him do what he did to Kofi Kingston, I get that it's going to give Brock a lot of heel heat, but it might backfire with Oba, I feel like. Because now if Oba beats Brock, are fans going to turn on Oba because Sammy never got like a fair shot or a fair title run? You know, like, I think they put themselves in a really weird position here with Oba. Like, now Oba's kind of like, why do you give up your title shot to face Brock Lesnar? Like, I don't know. It makes Oba like in my mind, it makes Oba look a little dumb. So I don't know what the purpose of them booking him to win King of the Ring, only to be like, yeah, I'm not going for the title.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh man, and I don't know. It's one of those head scratching things, because I really hope that. I mean, you know what? I don't even know what I hope for.
They put themselves in a weird position, man.
Yeah, because Oba wins King of the Ring, right? So you would think that he's going to challenge for the title, because that was what the purpose of the King of the Ring tournament was. And that's what they've been promoting. Like, this is prestigious, not only because of King of the Ring's history, but you will get a world title shot at the biggest event of the summer, blah 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 blah. But now Oba's he's concluding his feud with Lesnar. As of right now, it's not for any championship. So does that mean his title opportunity is null and void, or is it like a Money in the Bank situation where he can cash in his title reign? I mean, his title shot. Somewhere down the line. It's very strange. I will say that it's very strange. I was not expecting the Brock and Oba thing to happen at SummerSlam, or at least not under those circumstances. Because for that, you should have just had Jey Uso win.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, you could have avoided this all, because from Monday Night Raw, Jey Uso had a backstage promo with Jacob Fatu, and he's like, "Yo, there's no challenger for the title on SmackDown now, so I'm going over to SmackDown. I'm going to challenge Sami Zayn." So if the match at SummerSlam ends up being Jey Uso versus Sami Zayn, why didn't you just have Jey Uso win King of the Ring and have Brock Lesnar interfere in that match to cause Oba? And that way you have that story, the clear story of, oh, you screwed me over, I want you in a cell.
Right.
And then the other side you have Jay going against Sammy, which if they end up doing Jay versus Sammy and Oba versus Brock, then they just wanted to have Oba win the King of the Ring and still have him go on and face Lesnar. Like, they put themselves in this weird storytelling predicament, and now they're like, yeah, whatever, no one cares. Like, and this is my problem. And I ended up sending you and Coyote a message earlier today. Like, this is my problem with WWE right now. It seems like they don't really care about what the fans care about. Like, it's just like, whatever, they're gonna watch. I feel like they have that attitude. Like, at the end of the day, our fans are gonna watch anyway. But at a certain point, it's like, yo, you're insulting the viewer. Like, you've been telling us this whole tournament that the winner of this tournament gets a shot at SummerSlam at the title of their choice. And now all of a sudden the winner's like, nah, I don't want that. Titles, he literally, in his promo, he says titles will always be there. Like, what do you mean? Like, that's crazy.
I know. So then, like, it just defeats the purpose of going through like 3 or 4 guys to win a tournament.
We just had a month-long storyline about a tournament, and now the tournament doesn't even matter. Like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, that's like, if I'm going to use a sports analogy, right? Like, that's like winning the conference championship or winning the American League or National League pennant in baseball, and then all of a sudden you're like, nah, I'm good. I really don't want to compete in the World Series.
Nah, I want to face the other team that wasn't even on the tournament. They didn't even make the playoffs.
Right. Like, I just don't feel like participating in the Super Bowl. Like, I got bigger fish to fry with the Boston Celtics. But that's exactly what this feels like. It's this convoluted storytelling that's driven by this sense of entitlement from TKO and WWE. Like, and it does insult the viewers' intelligence because they're just on autopilot. There's no other way to phrase it. They're literally on autopilot. They know that they bring in millions and millions of dollars in revenue from live events, and they know people will stream on Netflix. They know that people go crazy and buy the merch. They know that people spend thousands of dollars for their kids and blah 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 blah. But so with that attitude, like you said, Joel, they're not even trying.
Yeah,
like, we're getting Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. And I'm not saying that that's not going to be a good match. We know it's going to be a good match. But there was nothing else. There was nothing else for Roman Reigns. There was no other title defense. You just had to go back to the Shield stuff again.
Yeah, and like, I've said this a couple episodes ago, but they have this problem with building stars. I don't know why they're so against. Like, you had Jacob Fatu, and then you have him lose to Roman.
Right.
Now Jacob Fatu is just chilling in the background, and we know eventually he's gonna turn on Roman. That's gonna be the big story. But like, why does everything have to be at a snail's pace, bro? In WWE, like, we're not gonna see Jacob Fatu get back to the level where he was until maybe like a year from now. Then you have Braun Breaker, who has, from everyone saying he's gonna be the next big star, he's a breakout star. Then you have him lose to Seth Rollins in the cage match. Why not have Braun win that match and have Braun face Roman at SummerSlam? That's a fresh matchup. That's a match that we haven't seen before, and you're building a star. People are going to buy SummerSlam no matter what. So I understand, like, yeah, this might be the last time we could do Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns or whatever the case might be. But, like, why not build a new star? Why not? You're going to have these guys, Oba Femi, Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker, all these 3 guys kind of just hovering around the main title scene, but not really going after it. And it just kind of makes everyone look a little stupid, in my opinion. When you look at AEW on the other side, where literally every single person is like, I want that belt. I want that belt, because that should be the main prize.
In
WWE, everyone's like, I don't know, I'll get to it eventually. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why is everyone afraid to go after the belt? Like, it makes no sense. It doesn't make you look good. It doesn't make Oba look good. It doesn't make Braun look good. And now Jacob Fatu is sitting in the background waiting for his turn, for him to like finally be like, oh, I'm going to step up and face you again, Roman. And it's like, we saw this before. We don't need to see that again. It's like you said, it's autopilot. And it's like, eventually either those guys that are young are going to get tired of this type of booking and they're going to look for elsewhere, or the fans are going to get tired of this type of booking and they're going to look for elsewhere. So I don't know what WWE's plan is, but right now they're losing me, and I'm sure I'm not the only person that feels this way. So we'll see. But right now, as of right now, I'm not that excited for SummerSlam.
No, neither am I. We'll see how the card unfolds, and I'm gonna watch SummerSlam obviously because it's a tradition. I'm a WWE lifer, but yeah, I'm not overly excited. Like my most anticipated wrestling event of the summer is All in London.
Yeah,
just
same.
because I just know that we're gonna get 4 to 5 hours of bangers, not ads. 30-minute,
That's
30 to 60 to 90 minutes of ads over the course of 3 hours. But in any case, I think what hurts the title picture on Raw is the fact that Roman doesn't wrestle.
Yeah.
And that's like a big elephant in the room. Like people want to praise Roman, and I give Roman all his credit. Roman is Roman, right? He's wrestling's biggest star. But he doesn't compete unless it's a big marquee PLE. And you're talking like at this rate, that's every 6 weeks, maybe?
Yeah.
Because when's the next time he's actually gonna wrestle? SummerSlam? So
Yeah,
we gotta
probably.
wait. We gotta wait another 4 weeks for him to actually compete in the ring. Because remember, earlier this year in 2026, around the time of the Royal Rumble, Roman wins and I know I'm going off on a mini tangent, but he wins the Royal Rumble. We literally do not see this man compete until WrestleMania.
Yeah.
WrestleMania wasn't until mid-April.
Yeah.
So this guy went freaking 2.5 to 3 months without competing. So I think essentially that hurts things because it's almost like the guys that are hovering around the title picture, we can't touch Roman because he's part-time and he dictates when he wants to defend his title, which is fine. Like you can, but like he doesn't wrestle at all. Like you don't even see him on a tag team match on Raw. You don't see him not even serving as a guest referee for a match every now and then. Like he does nothing. Like he literally just comes out and demonstrates his aura. Like the kids get so excited over his aura. Man. And I understand it, because I like Roman, but I've been wanting to see more from him. Like I understand the personal side of it for the last 3-4 years, why he's part-time. I get it. But at the same time, if you're going to be showcased and presented and marketed as the number one face of the company, I expect to see a little more out of you outside of a 3 to 5 minute entrance and then cutting a promo and then leaving. Like I need to see more than that. I'm sorry, man. No, yes, his matches feel big time because he's a special attraction, but can we get a little something more?
Yeah, I agree with you completely, and I think his act is getting a little like tiresome right now, and I think
it is.
Like even his promo. I was thinking about this earlier today. His promos are funny because they all sound the same, bro. Like when you really start like listening to Roman Reigns, he does the same shit every time. Every time a new competitor comes out, this week Seth Rollins comes out. Seth Rollins does his whole talk, and then Roman hits them with the "You must be confused," and I'm like, bro, I've heard you say this so many times already. You must be confused. The tribal chief don't gotta do what you want to do. The tribal chief gotta do what I gotta do. Like, all right, bro, we get it, bro. And the crowd eats it up, and I'm like, yo, this is like, I get it, but it's not that good to the point where he gets a pass that he doesn't have to wrestle anymore. Like, nah, you got to start wrestling, bro. You're at the point now where it's
the WWE fans, the loyalists, the marks, like they definitely gas it up,
bro. Like everyone wrestled as like The Rock wrestled week to week, Stone Cold wrestled week to week. Like these, like why does Roman get this pass where he doesn't have to wrestle? He only wrestles every other pay per view. Like not even every pay per view, dude. Like this is crazy. Like the fact that he just gets to do what he wants. I get he is the biggest star in wrestling, sure, but his act is tired. Like I'm tired of his act. I like it needs a new layer. When he won the title and he said, "Oh, I'm gonna be here all summer," I thought that meant we're gonna get matches. You know, maybe not every week, every other week, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. Give me one match a month on Raw. Just like a little showcase match. Him versus like Penta. Him versus Javon Evans. Like give these new guys a shot at Roman. Like it could be a 5 to 10 minute match.
Yes.
Just showing off.
Yes.
And it's cool because you show off. You could have Javon Evans put up a fight. You could have Penta put up a fight. You could have Dragon Lee. Like just throw random Rusev. Throw like these random guys who aren't doing anything. Put them in a match. They're obviously not going to win, but we get to see these guys showcased against the biggest star. And then isn't that the whole point of wrestling, to give the rub? He's not giving the rub to anybody, bro. The only people he gives the rub to is his family members or Seth Rollins, who is like a family member by proxy because they've been together since debut. So like, what are we doing with? Like, I get that he's the biggest star in all of wrestling, but at a certain point, hopefully, more fans start waking up to the fact that he is just kind of just taking advantage of this whole situation. And I know it's part of his character, it's kayfabe, but like at the same time, dude, we want to see you wrestle. This is a wrestling show at the end of the day.
You know, critics can say what they want about Cody, but at least Cody's putting in ring work.
That's it.
Even if he's not wrestling like every single week, like we see Cody busting his ass in that squared circle way more than Roman Reigns.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, and this got to the point where I'm even scaling back on the Cody hate a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Too.
Because Cody is the company man, but at least he's a workhorse.
Yeah, same here.
Roman Reigns isn't even a workhorse, bro.
Yeah, like Cody, as much crap as I give Cody, he is willing to put on a match every SmackDown against youngs. He had a match against Ricky Starks. He had a match against Carmelo Hayes. Like he just has these matches against like these young guys. He's putting over the new young guys. And on the other side, Roman is not. I mean, the fact that like the main event of Raw for like the past month has been like some form of LA Knight versus like Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso. Like, who's tuning in to watch that? I'm sorry, I'm not tuning in to watch LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso as a main event. Like that's nobody wants to see that. So like, what are we doing? That's why we need Roman wrestling. Like, come on.
But look, the WWE fans, they'll tell you otherwise. They'll be like, "Oh, nah, you got to tune in." Like, look, right now it's hot. This is the best product. But to conclude this episode, I wanted to touch upon WWE announcing that they are counter programming All in London on August 30th. So they have AAA putting on a show, and NXT Heatwave putting on a show. So it'll be approximately about 6 hours of wrestling there, just to counter program AEW's biggest show of the year. And this is that weak sauce bullshit that they pulled last year with All In Texas when they had Saturday night's main event with Goldberg's retirement and all that. It's just weak, man. Like, so what all this says to me is that AEW lives rent free in WWE's head. Because Tony Khan over the last couple of years has scaled back considerably on even mentioning the other company. Because remember, he used to take the real immature approach and take those jabs at WWE, but he doesn't even do that shit anymore. And the company is better, all the more better for it, because they're prioritizing themselves. They don't need to fucking worry about the competition. So I don't know. It's just corny. Like they could have picked any other day to have those events. They could have picked any other day. Like All In is what, Sunday, August 30th. So you telling me you couldn't pick August 29th? You couldn't pick the week before that. You just had to have both of those shits lined up at the exact same time as All In London.
Yeah. all it does is hurt their product, in my opinion, because like no one's choosing NXT and AAA over AEW. Maybe if you did
there
a
might be
main,
some people that
I mean,
do, but
but for the most part, most AEW fans, the ones who are buying every pay-per-view every month, they're gonna watch All In. So like you're not gonna steal any fans away from AEW doing this. You might get a couple people who are in between and like, sure, I'll watch that instead. But like you're basically trying to put your developmental and your Mexican affiliate show against the biggest show of the year for AEW. Like obviously it's not going to work, but they're just doing this to try to steal headlines, try to steal as much of the collective talking points from the wrestling like media conglomerates out there to like be able to talk about them instead of AEW. But like you said, this just proves the point that like AEW is, for the first time ever, like the first real competition since WCW that WWE has ever seen. And Paul Heyman recently just said in an interview with Chris Van Vliet, he admitted it. Like, yeah, they are competition. Like with the amount of money that Tony Khan has and the Khan family has, like the fact that they're able to pay their wrestlers more, like yeah, they're AEW is legit competition to WWE. And this right here is just another point of like them proving AEW right. Like, yeah, we are your biggest competition. We are your biggest threat. We are putting on the best shows right now. We are where the best wrestle. And yeah, go ahead, try to counter program. At the end of the day, we're still going to put on a better show. And that's what's going to end up being the talking point at the end.
And look, much love to 3Play and NXT, but nah. My attention will be on All Elite Wrestling.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully All In is occurring in the US. So that seems to be the word. Someone had asked him during the media scrum, right after Forbidden Door, like, yeah, where do you have an idea of where All In might take place next year? And he seemed pretty sure that it was going to take place back in the States.
Yeah,
so
I can't wait.
And I think that's necessary because your biggest event, like it was cool for like the first 2 years for you to do it in London, but I think this should be the last year for a while that they do it overseas.
Yeah.
Like, I think you need to capitalize on your domestic audience, most importantly.
I agree as well, because I think ticket sales have gone down as well, because obviously you can't run the same building three times, like so close. Like eventually people are going to stop going. And obviously it's also like the state of the world right now. Things are expensive. So like for people to travel to Europe, if they want to go see the biggest show, that's a really big ask for AEW fans. So like, yeah, get it back in the States next year. He also mentioned that someone asked him, is he thinking about counter programming WrestleMania? Since WrestleMania is going to be in Saudi, it's going to be an earlier show for the States. It's going to be like a 1 p.m. show for us in the States. So he's thinking, they asked him, would he be thinking of doing like a nighttime US based show that same weekend? And he's like, I'm not going to say no. That's what he said. So if he does that, and if it's somewhere that's reasonable, I might take that trip and go to whatever that show might be, because that's going to be like, that would be the WrestleMania weekend for wrestling fans in the States.
Yeah, people aren't absolutely.
I don't know anybody who's traveling to Saudi. Like, so I don't know how that even works. I don't even know how you could get over there without being like a member of the government. I think you have to, like, in order to buy tickets. I don't even think you could buy tickets as a normal fan. So I don't know how that works.
No, we're good. But that's definitely a story to pay attention to for the next few months. But this concludes this episode of On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. It's been a pleasure as always, my friend Joel. And we will reconvene next time. We got some exciting stuff in wrestling coming up in the next few weeks. So we will be dishing out that content. So continue following us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and also stream our audio on Spotify, Amazon, and wherever you stream your platforms, wherever you stream your podcast. But until next time, everybody, peace out.
Peace.